Hey folks, good morning. Can you guys hear me loud and clear? Let me know in the chat, and after that we can start streaming. Thank you for letting me know. So I'm here on Dow Jones. I'm looking at Dow. Okay, we have a 10 o'clock high impact news PMI. PMI to me is tradable, but we'll see what price present to us. It will depend on the price action if I'm trading or not. So far it's looking good. On NQ I saw a breaker. I'll be talking about that at 850 macro, 850 to 910. That's the ICT macro. Then I'm waiting for 920 to 940 macro. If price presents anything inside it, I'll take it. Otherwise I'll just be waiting for 950 to 1010 macro. Okay, so let's start. I'm on Dow Jones on weekly chart, and that's what I'm looking at, this weekly volume imbalance. Okay, overnight price came down and showed a very good rejection, support from here, from this weekly volume imbalance. And on the daily chart there's nothing much in the daily chart, but on 4-hour chart we have a fair value gap right here. Okay, so on hourly chart this fair value gap makes way more sense because it has a breaker here. Okay, before I mark the breaker there's a small fair value gap right here on 4-hour chart. Do you guys see it? Yeah, so now the price is getting support from this weekly volume balance. Price may use this fair value gap which is at discount. Once I drop down to 1-hour chart, you guys will see that this fair value gap is staying at discount, so price may just want to come down and then pushing higher, right? So yeah, I'll just be marking this BC from 4-hour chart. But I'm not looking at chat, so if you guys are typing anything, I'll answer it afterwards. So we have this BC here. Do you guys see a breaker here inside this weekly volume balance? Yes, we have a breaker right here with fair value gap even on hourly chart. This 4-hour fair value gap that I marked from the 4-hour chart, and then we have a breaker here. What's the logic behind me marking this up close candle as breaker? Why not this one, right? That's a very good question. But why? Because price is inside a dealing range here. From this high to this low, this is our dealing range. Price is trading inside this dealing range. So if you put your fib here above this candle's body and right here, the discount will come right here. Okay, the midway level. So I'm just gonna do that for you all. So do you guys see it? 0.5, that means the discount level is here, just right with this breaker, and this fair value gap right next to this breaker is unfilled. So fair value gap also has a power category. Okay, if you guys know that I made a template, I think I didn't. Okay, I posted on Twitter like months ago about fair value gaps, how fair value gap, like there's a power ranking in fair value gap. Okay, so how it goes, we have unfilled fair value gap is powerful, then there's a BPR is more powerful than an unfilled fair value gap, then there's inversion, right, a failed fair value gap, then there's a normal fair value gap, which is just, you know, I consider it less powerful than a BPR inversion, because once price closes a candle's body below a, like suppose a BC, if price is going below this BC, what does it mean? This is turning into an inversion. So I consider when price does that, I consider it as a market structure shift. When ICT says NFP don't gamble, it's for everyone. Okay, it depends on experience. You don't have the experience. Can you outline a setup inside a certain time period, Joseph? If you can, you are ready, but otherwise you are not. So you shouldn't be trading inside NFP, right? NFP, even me, I don't trade NFP. I trade after the NFP delivers. So yeah, on NQ I see a very nice breaker. I'll talk about it. Just look at the 1 minute chart on NASDAQ, okay, while I'm talking on Dow Jones. Just look there, we have a breaker on 1 minute chart, and it's very nice. But I'm not gonna take this trade. As you guys know, I only trade inside macro, but it's looking very nice. I'm just gonna show it before I start talking about Dow Jones again. I'm talking about this breaker. With it has a target, like look at this here, a relative equal lows right here. So suppose if this price action was happening inside 920 to 940, I would have taken this trade right here. Okay, now the price is retracing back towards buy side liquidity. I would have pushed the button here, target here, but look at the time. My time is not suggesting me to push the button right now. Okay, the setup may be here, but I have to be disciplined to be profitable, to be a consistent profitable trader, right? If I push the button here, I may get a winning trade, but what about the discipline? When price does the same thing again outside macro tomorrow, I'll push the button again, and I'll just be like, why did I do that? So I've been there. I don't want to do it. So if you guys are watching, just watch it. And yeah, we have A plus target, that means relative equal lows right here. If I was taking this trade, I will target right here, but I don't. So let's go back to Dow Jones, my favorite pair, the pair that I've been trading for more than 3 years. So we have our BC here, then this breaker. I hope you guys understood like why I'm marking this candle and why not this one, right? Because this one coming at the midway level, right? So that's what I got from the hourly chart, 15-minute. Nothing much. We have a relative equal low right here. If price presents me a setup on 1 minute chart, I'll think about it, targeting these relative equal lows. Okay, it's a bread and butter setup. I prefer to call it like low hanging fruit. It's just there, right? It's so near for the price. I just need price to get inside a certain time period, and then I hope I can target it today. And this fair value gap I showed you all on 4-hour chart, this is unfilled. Then on 1-hour chart, this is unfilled too. So I believe price will reach here, or if not, then we will see what happens at 10 o'clock. I'm not trying to force anything, not trying to predict anything other than price coming down here. Okay, it's just so obvious the price will come here, but let's see. So I'll be dropping down to 5 minute now. Do you guys see this relative equal low here, how clean it is? So when price generates relative equal lows like this, it works as a magnet for price. Look how price is gravitating towards it. We have a relative equal high here. So if price is clearing this level out before like the PMI, I'll be watching it. Look at NASDAQ now. NASDAQ just hit a fair value gap inside the breaker, looking more like a plus setup, but hey, you have to be disciplined, right? So look at that, higher high, new higher high, and here's your fair value gap. Price tapped inside it, and yeah, I'm waiting. I'm still gonna wait. I'm still gonna let price do whatever it's doing. It doesn't matter how good of a setup it is, but what matters to me is how I'm controlling my emotions and how better I'm performing inside a macro. That's what matters to me. If I'm taking like 2 setups in a week, I'm making money. Okay, so yeah, So we have price didn't did a stop hunt here, right? Otherwise I would have considered these down close candles as a breaker. Let's see if it's a SMT. Yeah, it seems like SMT. Look at NQ, higher high, right? Lower high. So yeah, SMT here, and we have very nice target paired with a unfilled fair value gap. As I told you guys, unfilled fair value gap is way more powerful than a normal fair value gap. Look at NQ. Isn't it good? Isn't it looking perfect, right? So a lot of choppiness here. If you don't know how to look at it, you'll see like, okay, that's the worst price action I'm looking at right now. No, it's not. Price just built a sell side liquidity as a form of trend line liquidity, right? If you put a trend line here, what do you see? Price is just coming down, hitting the trend line, getting support from it. And what does it mean? Price is generating strong sell side liquidity as a form of equal lows. All of these lows are relatively equal to each other. That means what? Magnet for price, right? So price came up, generated a SMT with NASDAQ. I think this SMT is also visible on, yeah, ES too. So generated a SMT, then price is just dropping down. We had a BPR here, so price didn't tap inside it. Rather, it is just like it just made a relative equal high here, and then relative equal high here, relative equal high here. So let's see, folks, like setup is always there. It's about how better you are controlling your emotions to identify a plus setup. To me, nothing is here A plus right now. Okay, I do see targets in both sides of the marketplace. If price is coming down and clearing these relative equal lows out, hitting this fair value gap and stopping here, then I'll think about targeting this buy side liquidity up here as a form of relative equal highs. Okay, these are too clean to stay, and I'll easily get to our price. Don't even need to reach all the way up here to fill this BPR. Even if price is coming up here or somewhere here, 2 to 3R is possible, right? So we'll be watching it alongside with NASDAQ. I won't be talking about the higher time frame, what price did on higher time frame on NASDAQ. Rather, I'll be just watching with you all on 1 minute chart on NASDAQ. So let me mark the breaker for the newbies here. Look at Dow Jones, how price is gravitating towards this relative equal lows. So before identifying a setup, you should be identifying if there's a strong target. Okay, without a target, your A plus setup won't work. It will keep failing. You will keep losing money. You will first have to find out what's the target. Is there anything for me to target? Is there anything for me that I can identify easily as a target? Do you guys see a unfilled fair value gap here? Yes. Right here on 50-minute chart on NASDAQ. Then on 5-minute chart, it becomes way more clear. We have relative equal lows down here, right? Then another one right here. I don't think price will reach all the way down here, folks, but we'll see. We'll see. Why I'm thinking price won't reach here, because price did a stop hunt here. So I'll be talking about this, like how to predict where price will gravitate to. There are a couple of things that I use, like standard deviation projection, then other logics of my own. Okay, I got it from my experience. Like I'm an addict to these charts. I can watch these charts all day. I can tape read, and I won't get bored. So yeah, that's what made me profitable, by looking at these charts for countless hours. Are you doing that? You are not. You are just doing one or 2 hours New York session, gambling, pushing button again and again, getting signals, right? Waiting for holy grail. There's no holy grail. You can be profitable just by using trend line support and resistance. Look at that, price respected a trend line, right? So that means what? It works. You just have to find out when it works, how it works, and that's it. It goes for every single concept out there. Nothing will make you profitable if you don't know how to control yourself, when to look for the setup, how the setup will form, okay? How price will behave before forming your A plus setup. Me, I know that. So let's drop down to 1 minute chart. Now that we identified targets, these relative equal lows, we have an unfilled fair value gap on a 15-minute chart, and this is really beautiful. We have two breakers here. Before I mark, do you guys see it? I already showed one here, so there's another one. High, higher high, last down close candles means what? A breaker. You wanna see price generating a fair value gap when it's going down below breaker. Did it make a fair value gap here? Yes, I'll talk more about these things in my 3-day workshop. So price did a fair value gap, which is more like a BPR. I don't know if you guys can see it. If not, just look at your own chart, do some work from your own part, right? We have a BPR, price came up. When did price came up? Look at that time. It's not only about the setup, folks. Without time, setup is nothing. Did I push the button here? Look at the choppiness here. I don't like it. I know when price will become volatile. I know when price will hit my TP in just 2-3 minutes. Do you know that, or you were just randomly pushing button out, looking for random breaker setups? Nothing here is random. Look at that. How random it is. 852. What it is, it's a ICT fucking macro. 850 to 910. We have a BPR breaker. That's what I tell you guys. Inside these macros, you will see a breaker forming, a turtle soup forming, an inversion forming. So each and every one of these setup is visible on NASDAQ. Turtle soup. Are you ready to take this setup as a turtle soup? You are not, right? You don't know how to take it. Do we have a breaker here? Just like I tell you guys, 3 setup will keep forming inside macros. Yes, breaker here, last down close candle. Clean visible swing highs. So that means what? It's a valid breaker. Do we have an inversion? Yes, look at that. Yes, it's a BPR, plus it's a failed fair value gap, right? It says, let me zoom in a little bit more. So what is this? It's a BC, buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency, and it was supposed to be providing support for price towards buy side liquidity. It failed, and now it is what? It's an inversion, right? So as promised, price presented 3 setup inside a single macro. It does the same thing again and again. Just master one. I mastered breaker first, then I started looking for inversion. Then I started looking for turtle soup. You cannot master every setup at once, okay? You have to give it time, 3-4 months, 5 months for one setup. Then gradually you will be seeing this setup, okay? You will be able to predict it. No one taught me how to do turtle soup. My experience did. Okay, so look at that, how clean it is. Another thing, the main thing is the time, right? Then price just moved lower and lower. Then when did price generated this breaker again? It was early. I was expecting to see price generating this breaker inside 920 to 930 now, but it just didn't, right? It generated it early. It happens, folks. Not everything's gonna be perfect always. So when price does that, you shouldn't be pushing your button, rather controlling yourself, waiting for the setup to get more clear. Price generated more buy side liquidity, right? Relative equal high, that means what? Magnet for price. So I'm just gonna wait for price to see what it does. So this breaker, before price did that, didn't I outline it to you all as a breaker, right? When price was inside this candle, consolidating here, getting choppy, I told you guys that's a bear breaker. If it was inside the macro, I would target this low, then this low. but it's not inside the macro. It didn't form inside the macro. Even when price hit this fair value gap, it wasn't inside the macro. It was at 914, which is outside of the time period that I'm comfortable taking trades. So enough talking, let's look for setups, right? I hope you guys are like learning something. If you are, I expect to see a thumbs up from you. That inspire me to talk a little bit more, way more, and give you the gems that you need, right? So enough talking in hindsight. Let's see how can we predict what price will do next, right? We see targets. To me, target means everything. If I don't see a target, I'm not gonna take this setup. So do we see a target? So before outlining the target, I think NASDAQ is way cleaner, right, compared to Dow. But Dow has been with me for so long. I trust Dow way more than NASDAQ, right? NASDAQ to me is like a beautiful lady walking right next to me, passing by me, but she's not mine. Who is mine? Dow Jones. So I'll be staying with her. So let's see what price does. I outlined this fair value gap, right? And on 1 minute chart, this fair value gap is looking pretty nice. Now the price is getting support from it. This fair value gap is a high probability fair value gap. Do you guys know why? I think you guys know, right? These are order blocks. So order blocks, last down close candles, fair value gap. That means what? High probability order block. We all know that. Price came down, getting support from it. Do we have targets? Strong targets. That's what I mean. Yes, relative equal highs. I'm still gonna wait, folks. We have PMI, right? Let's watch NASDAQ. That's what tape reading means. Gaining experience, and we are for sure gaining experience, right? But where is market structure shift? You deserve to be blocked. Hide user on this channel. Yeah, don't ask me dumb question, folks. Like, am I talking about market structure shift here? Is it so hard to identify? Look at that. You don't need to identify market structure shift. It's a noob stuff. When I was a beginner, like learning, it's only been like 1 month. That's when I was looking for market structure shift. Afterwards, I didn't even mark the market structure shift. So don't ask me dumb fucking questions. You'll be blocked. Okay, I don't care. So we have a low here. That's where the market structure shift happened, but we don't need it. When price closes a candle body below a inversion, that's when the market structure shift happens. That's what pro traders do. The noob traders, they wait for price to go below a low, and before the price already presented a plus setup, right? So don't ask me dumb fucking questions. We have a BC here that I outlined on Dow 1 minute, coupled with order block. So we'll be watching it. We are inside of our macro. It's 929. I'm expecting to see price delivering towards buy side, but NASDAQ still has this relative equal low. So let's see what price does. I don't see anything other than price delivering towards this level right here. But we have a couple of order blocks here. Let's see, folks. Couple of seconds after the price will become volatile. We still have PMI 952, 952, 1010, right? Look at that. Look at the delivery here on Dow. Dow went where? Dow went below this low, right? So there was no setup for me to take before 930. My high probability setup inside 920 to 940 macro forms before 930. There wasn't any setup other than this turtle soup, right? So this delivery is quite aggressive. Price generated relative equal lows again. I think it's more like a SMT. Yeah, on Dow Jones, price cleared out the swing low, right here. Look at that. Here on NASDAQ it didn't, so it's more like a SMT. And yeah, do you guys see how price gravitates towards buy side liquidity, and what buy side liquidity specifically? Equal highs, right? I told you guys that I want to see price coming up here because these are relative equal highs, right? Price was constantly generating relative equal highs before moving lower. Sorry, when it was moving lower, not before. What is ES doing? The same thing. ES is pretty clean, like NASDAQ. Only Dow Jones is a little bit choppier. But anyway, we have this breaker here, right, which is a deep premium. Let's see price reaches all the way up here. But ICT teaching to wait for a market structure shift. Okay, then wait. Another one. Another one. Abdul Aziz, you are blocked. Trader, you don't have to leave. I'm blocking you. Another one. So yeah, it feels so good to block people. So we have this breaker here. Let's see if price shows any rejection and forms a setup here. So what I'm expecting to see to form inside 950 to 1010. Okay, price will become slower in delivering liquidity just after a couple of minutes. So what I'm predicting to see is something like this: price chopping around, then generating a breaker, then going lower, hunting these relative equal lows, something like this. But we'll see what happens before 950 to 1010. Yes, we have this breaker, right? So for you to understand this breaker, like simply just look at the pattern that I'm drawing here. Okay, it will make things easy for you. This is what a breaker is. So let me make it a little bit more good looking. So something like this. So we have a higher high, right? A new higher high. So when price goes above this higher high, that means what? Price is doing a stop hunt here. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. I'll be talking a lot more deeper about these things inside my 3-day mentorship. Juan, I know you were in my workshop. I know you were there, so you can ask me questions there, but I'll just give you a general idea if you are not familiar with breaker, higher high, new higher high. So the down close candles that will be here, it will become a breaker. We consider this as a breaker. So do you see this here? So let me just use the replay button for you to clarify a little bit more. So what our pattern says, price will have to go above a higher high. There's more things to it. Okay, price will have to hit a premium PD area here. So I won't be talking about this stuff for free here. A lot of people don't deserve it, but anyway, we have a higher high, new higher high. These down close candles here will become our breaker, as I told you. So we have our down close candles here, price is going below it. There's more things to it to confirm a breaker. When price goes below it, it will have to close a full candle body to activate a breaker. Okay, does it did that here? Yes, it did that. Price went to lower, closed the candles body below these down close candle, right here, generated a fair value gap. That means it's a high probability breaker. So afterwards, price did what? Generated a fair value gap again here. So suppose you can take an entry here, okay? Or if you are patient enough, you can wait for price to get inside the macro. What is the macro? A small time period okay, where price does the same repetitive thing again and again. That's what I consider as a macro. And price went up, hit the fair value gap here, which is also a BPR. Why is it a BPR? We have a fair value gap here right next to another fair value gap, so that makes it a BPR. Balanced price range is strong. I hope you know about the fair value gap. So when it comes to fair value gap, BPR is way more powerful than a normal fair value gap. What do I mean by normal fair value gap? Just a fair value gap, okay, no fair value gap right next to it, that's a normal fair value gap. So it's way more powerful. And then you will have to identify if you have target or not. You have relative equal lows right here, and then you have a volume imbalance right here, and ultimately we have strong target as more relative equal low right here. So look at Dow. Price is still respecting this BC with order block that I outlined, right? What did I told you guys? Was it a hindsight out like commentary? It wasn't, right? I identified the BC, then I told you guys that it's a high probability setup. This is not my setup, but it can be your setup. You can identify where price generates fair value gap inside the order block, then when price comes down to it, if it's in a discount or in a premium, and if it's going with your bias, then you can take it. For me, it's not my model, it's not my setup, but we have a strong target right here. Now the price got support from this fair value gap. I want to see price coming up here and going above it, okay? So Juan, I hope you understood, right? Look at that, how price delivered liquidity after that, right? Pretty clean, right, Juan? So things will get way more clear in my 3-day workshop. There you will be able to ask me way more questions, and I'll answer like until you are getting clear. So yeah, not on YouTube though, so you will have to be patient enough and wait for me to start the workshop at 20 October. So NASDAQ is pushing higher while Dow did what I want to see. Okay, compared to NASDAQ just moved aggressively, generated relative equal lows here, but look at Dow. What Dow did, Dow generated target, okay? Dow generated target for me as a form of relative equal highs. Look at this level, folks. I'm for sure will be targeting if price is presenting me a setup inside 950 to 1010, this level right here. So do you guys see how I'm deciding my bias? Based on liquidity levels, where price is generating liquidity, I'm going there. Why am I not having a strict bias or like one-sided bias? Because I'm on 1 minute chart, I'm just scalping, so I'm more like a scalper, and inside on 1 minute chart there's a lot of move happens, right? So if I can outline like one move that will just go there, that's it. I don't need anything more. So let's see if price keeps it intact here before 950. Yeah, 950 to 1010. Yeah, if price is clearing this level before 950, then I'm not gonna take any setup today. I think I took a setup yesterday. I did gave you guys a signal on Telegram. Do you guys remember? Same stuff, a breaker. That's the only thing that I look at chart. That's the only thing that I see while I'm trading. So what was the signal yesterday? Do you guys remember? This was the signal, okay? Go back on 50-minute chart on NASDAQ, and yesterday's price action, you will see we have a breaker here, right? I didn't talk much about this breaker. So yeah, we have a higher high, new higher high. These down close candles becomes our breaker. Isn't it easy to identify compared to other ICT models? Yeah, so easy, so obvious, the simplest model out there. Fair value gap, that means what? It's a plus setup, bro. Then we have breaker. I was waiting for price to come up here. What happened next? We all know it. Price came up inside a certain time period. What was the time? 950 to 1010. Yes, time and price. They all talk about time and price, but they don't show you anything like I'm showing. They will just show you a random execution, but they will keep talking about ICT macros, right? But here we talk about ICT macros. we work with ICT macros, and that's it. Nothing more, nothing else. So price came up, hit this fair value gap, then went lower. Did we have a strong target? What is a strong target? Relative equal lows. We had it here, and price came up, went lower. Everything was public in my Telegram, so if you're not in my Telegram, I highly suggest you to join there. I drop a lot of things there, and it's all free, so you don't have to pay for anything. And yeah, so what is this level? Okay, so it's the old relative equal lows. So look, let's see what NASDAQ is doing. Why NASDAQ stopped here? Okay, why? Let's identify this. So we have a breaker here. Okay, the first thing that I see in a chart is the breaker. Higher high, new higher high. Price don't have to go above this high to make a valid breaker. It did made a breaker here. If I zoomed out a little bit more, higher high, new higher high, here's your breaker. This is way cleaner, right? So let's outline this breaker here. This is a higher time frame PDRA. And what do I always talk about? A high probability breaker forms on lower time frame inside a higher time frame PDRA. Is it a PDRA? Yes, it is. So price just stopped there. Let's look at 15 minute. Let's not just ignore 15 minute. We have a relative equal low down here. Then there's another low which is still intact, right? Dow still generating liquidity for what? High impact news, folks. PMI, right? So that's how price generates liquidity before the high impact news, so that you can predict it, and once you are ready you can trade it. But I think most of you are not. This took a long time for me to figure out, like, how price does it, how price generates liquidity. My mentor helped a lot, but it's all about how I put the work in. Okay, if you watch like countless hours of ICT videos, you won't be able to identify what price is doing here if you are not in front of the chart by yourself, if you're not forward testing. So I did all those hard work, right? So it takes time, it takes effort, it takes a lot of how do I say it in English? Okay, I don't know, like, it takes dedication from your part to see this stuff. I may be able to outline it right now in front of you, but once I'm not here, you'll just be like, okay, what price is doing? Is it just generating double top, triple top, and like respecting retail logic? Yes, it is, but at the same time it will come back up, right? Just like you guys saw before, just a couple of minutes ago. Price generated a little equal high here, trend line liquidity, then price hit a discount PDRA, then it's came back up, right? Same thing happening again and again. So we have our 15-minute breaker on NASDAQ here. Breaker on NASDAQ. From where did I got this breaker? I think from the hourly chart, right? We have this breaker. I hope you guys know what I'm identifying here. Higher high, new higher high, then a couple of higher highs here. So don't confuse yourself. Just mark any of these down close candles. All of these are working here as a breaker. I'm marking the lowest one. Okay, that's where the precision is. I'll talk about more about this when price generates like breaker again and again. Which one should you be choosing? And I just give you a hint to the breaker that is the lowest. You should be marking that, and price is getting rejected from this breaker. Do we have a BPR here? We have a BPR, but again, price is not inside our macro. Look at that BPR. Price generated BPR, rejected from the breaker, and it's going lower. If this setup was presenting itself inside a macro, I would target this. Look at Dow Jones, how price is respecting this BC coupled with order block. That means what? It's a high probability setup. Now it turned into inversion. So let it just do what it's doing. Okay, we are not trying to predict what it's gonna do now, but what it's gonna do inside our macro period. That's when we are trying to predict. Until then, we are just watching. We are just watching how price delivers Liquidity, we have relative equal low, so price came back down. Generated relative equal low again. I'm expecting to see price coming lower. We have relative equal low here again. Look at that. Look at this relative equal low, folks. So let's see where price stops. So this BC with order block, I'm gonna use it again. Okay, why am I so confident in specifically in this BC? Why not this one, right? Why not other BC and other inversion? No, price already showed me that it's respecting this BC couple of times here, here. Then price closed the candle body below. It activated as an inversion. So once price goes above this inversion again, the market structure shift will happen. The newbies, the noobs, they don't know that. Okay, they will just see, okay, this fair value gap failed, this plus setup failed. It didn't. It's still valid, working as an inversion. So I'm just gonna be marking it as an inversion, and let's see what price does. I'm expecting to see price coming lower inside this BC. Okay, what did I told you guys? Unfilled fair value gap attract price, right? When I started my stream, I outlined this BC and I talked about it. So if you weren't here, just go back a little bit more and you will be seeing me talking about this unfilled fair value gap alongside with a breaker here, right? We have a breaker right here. So if price is coming down here, right, that's a discount level, isn't it, folks? Isn't it? Is it so hard to understand how to decide bias, how to decide intersession bias? It's not. Just look at me, what I'm doing, right? I'm just marking couple of levels, couple of higher time frame PD arrays alongside with simple logic, like I'm using simple fib, premium discount. These are simple logics, folks. Why are you looking at new week opening gap, new day opening gap, confusing yourself all along, using every fucking concept out there? You shouldn't. Just use, look at me. Am I using everything? No, I'm just using what I see in chart, what is obvious. That's what I'm looking at. So price cleared out this relative equal lows, hit this BC from the 4-hour chart. So let's show it to you again. Sorry, it was on 1-hour chart. So here's our BC, right? Hourly chart, BC right here. Let's see if price hits this breaker, folks, because price is not in a discount level yet, right? I'm gonna mark this candle's body to this low. Look at that. Where is our discount level? Right here. So I'm just gonna wait a little bit more. If price is presenting a setup inside here, okay, we have target, we have strong target, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. And me, I don't care if I'm missing a setup here, because I know I have a skill that will always provide me, that will always help me to identify what's going on in the chart, how to look for a setup, right? It's not gonna let me down. The skill is not going anywhere. So there's nothing to force. There's nothing to nothing for me to push the button early rather than just waiting. And I'm gonna do that. If you are feeling bored, then just leave or tell me that you are bored. I'm just gonna block you. So let's see if price hits this breaker. If it does that, it will be coming down to the discount level and I'll have a trade here. Until then, I'm just gonna wait. Oh my god, a lot of questions. Okay, I wasn't looking at the chat. Let's see what you guys are asking. Have you tried day 90-minute cycles? I don't need to, bro. I don't look for models. I already found what I'm comfortable with. Okay, I don't use it, but I know it works. What he did with it, it works just like what I did with my macros. Why is your Dow 33,200? I don't know. Nice session. Remind me of my old things you posted in Twitter. Yes, David, you were following me from that time. Oh, long time, bro, right? We have came a long way since then. Esteban Rodriguez. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Really clean the alert on 15-minute chart. Love it. Yes, there's more. There's still more left. Look at that, how I'm predicting what price is gonna do. I'm predicting that. I'm waiting for I'm showing you what our mentor tells you to do. Being patient, looking for one model. That's what I'm doing here, right? Inside certain times, everything that our mentor teaches, tells you to do, I'm doing it here. So yeah, I hope you are finding it educational, right? If you are, hit the thumbs up button. That will inspire me to talk a little bit more. Do you like a rug pull on NQ at the 10 o'clock news? Seems like chart setting up on setting up for IY. So what I'm expecting to see on on NQ and Dow. I already told you guys about Dow, what I'm predicting to see, price dropping down to the discount level, right, according to the dealing range here. So I'm gonna mark it again. I'm not gonna measure it from the week to the bottom, rather just the body and candles body. That's where I think the precision is. That's where I found precision. So yeah, let's wait. Price is going above this inversion we have here. Sorry, it's not an inversion yet, it's a fair value gap. It's a CB, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. Let's see if price closes a candles body above here. We have a breaker. Do you guys see the breaker here? Lower low, new lower low, up close candle alongside with the inversion. I'm gonna take it if price is presenting it to me the way I wanna see. And this fucking up close candle is a breaker, folks. Breaker. Okay, wait, what the hell? By the way, I want to buy a DSLR for my face cam. Do you guys have any recommendation for that? I was looking on internet, but it's so confusing. I don't know which one is the right one, and I don't want to choose the wrong one. I did the same thing with my mic. I choose the wrong one a couple of times. I changed it. So yeah, I want to stick with the best. So the price doesn't matter, just suggest me a DSLR if you guys know, if you guys are streaming and are using it. I want the best. So the breaker is here, lower low, new lower low. This swing low is visible and is forming inside a higher time frame PD area. What do I always tell you guys? A high probability breaker will form inside a higher time frame PD area. So did price presented a breaker here? Yes. So let me just clear a couple of lines. I don't like my charts like this. A lot of fucking lines. So price market structure shift happened, folks. Look at that. This is advanced fucking market structure shift. Okay, this is what I want to see. I want to see price closing a candles body above. So until price does that, it's not a valid mark. Okay, price did that. So let's see. Let's wait for our setup. We are inside of our macro 950 to 1010. Stop loss. What the hell I'm doing? Okay, so I'm buying. So it's gonna be more like this. I want to see a fair value gap here, a fair value gap forming here. That will give me a little bit more confidence to take this setup. It formed, the fair value gap formed. This will be the target. Okay, I'm not gonna push the button in front of you. I don't want to get into any trouble. I live in Canada, so the CFTC fucking stuff matters, folks. So I'm not gonna do that. Okay, you never know like who's coming after you when, but this is enough. I believe you don't need to see me pushing the button. You already know what I'm thinking. I want to see a fair value gap here. If price forms a fair value gap here, that means what? It will become a plus breaker block. So let's wait for that. Let's see if price is getting support from this inversion now that it is getting rejected towards sell side again. Let's keep waiting. Have you let's answer a couple of questions. And HYDRA, when do we consider the breaker invalid? I'll talk about it inside my 3-day workshop. You are asking me all the questions here. Just be a little bit patient, okay? Lowest week is equal to, okay, so it's happening, folks. Price is going above the market structure shift, as I told you guys. Look for your own entry, okay? I'm not gonna share the entry where I'm taking the entry, but I'm gonna do it on my own. You do it on your own. I outlined the setup to you. I told you the market structure shift happened, didn't I? Look at that, how price is delivering. Are you inside this trade? If not, then watch, okay? Get the experience. Don't be sad that you couldn't push the button here. It's all about fucking experience. If you have that, then you can do it just like me. You guys are hearing me? Everything that I told here, it was one fucking direction. Did I told you guys, okay, I want to see price going lower, I want to see price going higher, one direction. How do I get the confidence to do it in front of 200 people? Experience. And that's what I'm showing you here. Get the experience first. It takes time, it's a little bit hard, it's a little bit tedious, but hey, it's worth it, right? So be patient, folks. I'm not gonna do that. The things that I was doing before, pushing the button in front of you, I won't do that, but do it on your own. I told you guys that the market structure shift happened here. There was a couple of newbies, a dumb fucking question asking like, why is it not going above a swing low? Why are you considering this a market structure shift? But ICT tells us to wait for price to go above, below a swing low. Noob. So look at here. We have an implied fair value gap here. So let's just still wait. 9:57, 10 o'clock PMI, folks. 10 o'clock PMI is incoming. A lot of volatility will be here. Okay, a lot of volatility. Just be patient. Tape read with me. If you are not comfortable enough to push the button just like me, just wait. Okay, we are watching it. Let me answer some more questions. Waiting for NQ to hit the hourly bearish order block to look for a breaker setup targeting lower prices. Nice Levin. Joseph Romero, HYDRA, when you measured the data range on Dow, you were using the bodies on 1 hour. Do you always use the bodies to measure the data ranges, not wicks? Yes, I always measure the body. Okay, I know what you were asking me. Yes, because that's where the real liquidity is. Okay, wicks that you see in chart, folks, it does the damage. It goes for your stops, it does the manipulation. The body, that's the main thing. That's where the main liquidity is. Okay, folks, so yeah, I hope you understood. Our mentor talked about this a lot, like marking the bodies, not the wicks, because that's where the real liquidity is. So that's where the precision comes in. Price is yet to reach the discount. That's why I didn't push the button here yet. I want to see the A plus setup forming for me to push the button. If I don't see it, I'll just outline the setup. I'll just tape read it just like I'm doing it here. So even if price goes below my stop loss, do I care? No, I'm just being patient enough for price to do what I'm expecting to see, right? I'm expecting to see price hitting the discount, then going up. If price is not doing that, I don't have a setup. If price is presenting a setup earlier, that means what? I'm just gonna tape read it, not gonna take it. What does a tape read mean? Not pushing button, rather just watching it. And what benefit it gives us? It gives us experience. Now you will feel like, okay, what am I gonna do with experience? But bro, listen, later in future you can convert this experience into money, a lot of money, a lot of fucking money. Okay. But sir, isn't that a mitigation block? I mean, a mitigation block is that when price is not doing a stop hunt. Okay, so on NQ 1 minute chart, if you look here, did price went above this higher high, this swing high? No. So this candle right here is our mitigation block, right? So let's see what price does. We have 1 minute before the high impact news hits, and it just came out, the high impact news. Let's drop down to the 1 minute chart and let's see what's happening. So price came down to this inversion again. That's why I put in my stop loss below it, below this inversion. Look at that. Price came back down to the place where the market structure shift happened. Okay, the real market structure shift, folks, right? And now it's going towards buy side liquidity. Look at that, we are targeting this high here. Just be patient enough and see what price does. You got it, bro. Haha. Okay, one. Please tell your entry. I want to learn how to do execute. No, you don't need to know my entry. I know you want to get a signal, but I won't do that. Your stop loss will hit on Dow. Do I care? I don't. I just got on. You can please explain why you enter. I didn't took an entry. I'm just watching tape reading on news release. Do you guys see any entry here? No, I'm just outlining a setup. Look at the thumbnail and my title of the stream: live tape reading, not executing. Do you care about SMT happening now with ES and NQ? I don't. NQ look like an inversion fair value gap. Okay, so price is going below here, doing a little bit more manipulation, right? So what I'm gonna do, I'll take an entry, folks, if price is hitting the discount level that I outlined. Okay, why didn't I push the button here? Because it's not in a discount range, so I'll keep waiting for price to come down here, and if price does it, I'll tell you guys that that's what I'm looking for. And isn't it didn't I tell you guys when I started my stream, I marked the high to the low. I told you that I want to see price hitting this breaker. Why? Hitting this fair value gap and the breaker. Why? Because it's in discount. Simple logic. The price did that when price was inside this 1 hour fair value gap? No. What did I told you guys? If price is presenting me a setup before where I want to see it, I'll just tape read it, just like I did now. Okay, it saves me from a lot of losing trades, just like it saved me here. So my experience is serving me way better than yours. Why? Because you are just looking for gambling. You just want to get signals and push the button. And that's not happening. I believe price is hitting the discount level right now, right? Let's see. Yes, at 0.5. So if price is still going lower, I'll wait for price to hit the OTE level, and even after that, if price is not doing anything, I'll just end the stream, and tomorrow I'll come back, and if these targets are still there, tomorrow we'll be able to target it. So let's see price hit the higher time frame breaker, folks. Look at 1 hour chart. Okay, go to your chart and look at 1 hour chart. NQ, this inversion alongside with this BPR worked very nice, right? Hunting relative equal lows right here. Took the trade on NQ, nice. A lot of you took it, but me personally, I didn't saw anything for me to take other than this inversion. Sorry, other than this PPR, alongside with this breaker from the higher time frame, right? By the way, do you care that we are delivering from an hourly bearish breaker on NQ? What is it? What is this? Before you were saying here, Anthony, I outlined it when price was hitting here. When price was at this candle, go back and listen to me. I told you guys why price is stopping here. Then I took you guys on hourly chart. I outlined the breaker. I'm not gonna share my entries with you all anymore. I did it before, folks. It affects a lot in my mental. Okay, I'm not gonna take any stress and do what if I'm calm and I'm enjoying what I'm doing, that's what I'm gonna do. When I'm sharing entries, it takes, I don't know how, it takes a lot of toll on me, so I'm not gonna do that anymore. I'm just gonna outline the setups like this. I'm gonna tell you that that's an hourly breaker, that's a fair value gap, that's where the market structure shift is happening. If you are comfortable, put your own risk. I'm not a advisor here. I'm just a streamer who is doing tape reading, okay? So Anthony, before you told me, I already outlined this hourly breaker, and yes, I cared about this breaker on NQ, and I outlined this BPR too alongside with this breaker here. Price, like suppose if I was taking this setup from this BPR, I'll put my stop loss here, targeting 2 to 3R, which price delivered beautifully. But look at the price action. I don't like that. It may be clear to you, but to me, no. What kind of price action I want to watch? I want to see. Go back yesterday, the setup that I shared with you all, the market that I called live on my Telegram. That's the type of delivery that I want to see. Aggressive delivery without big wicks like this. I don't like it. So if I don't like something where my experience is telling me just to tape reading, why am I gonna take it? Okay, just based on your what you were saying, no. So let's still wait. This is not a breaker anymore. Now the price went lower. Oh, Dow. But anyway, price did on Dow what I was expecting to see, right? Where is our discount level? Look at this, 0.5. I've been preaching about this discount level since morning, since I started streaming. 1 hour chart, I was marking candles body to body, measuring it with my Fibonacci simple logic, and I was waiting for price to hit this premium level, right? Sorry, discount level. So let's see what price does inside here. I don't see anything other than price just chopping around. Let's go back to hourly chart, and this is the candle that I marked as a breaker here. This last up close candle on 50-minute chart, it looks way clear, right? So we have an inversion here that makes it a plus setup. I'll talk about this a lot more in my 3-day mentorship, sorry, 3-day workshop. If you guys are interested to know how a breaker forms, how many types of A plus setup are there, what you should be looking at, how price will behave before forming a breaker. Okay, so this is what I consider a plus setup. But hey, let's wait. Let's go back to 1-minute chart and let's see what price does here. Inside this inversion, if price is showing any willingness to go towards buy side, I'll consider it as an entry, and if price is doing it inside 1020 to 1040, I'll be way more comfortable in taking this trade. So our third macro for the morning session is getting over 950 to 1010. There's another macro that I use. I don't use silver bullet the way ICT is teaching you, but the way I see it comfortable, I find it comfortable. And the time period that I use is 1020 to 1040. That's where I believe a market structure shift happens inside the time period. Okay, so I know when the market structure shift will happen. I can predict that. Okay, do you know that when your setup will be presenting itself, at what time the market structure shift will be happening? I'm gonna wait for 1020 to 1040 macro to come, and after that I'll look for another setup. I look for certain setup inside certain time periods. So we had a breaker here. Okay, I didn't talk about it, I was just watching it. Same thing on ES. Right, same thing is repeating on ES. Look at ES 1-minute chart. Higher high, new higher high, lower low. Sorry, this down close candle becomes our breaker. Price came up, hit this breaker, but to me it's not a good setup, right? Because we have high probability target here. We'll wait. This is what, this gray box. I'm just gonna mark it again. This is an inversion. Okay, inside breaker. So inside breaker, when an inversion forms, that works like a charm. Do you guys want to know more about this? There's a lot of breaker for guys. It's not only a breaker with a fair value gap. Okay, it's not only that. There's way more breaker than just what you know. So I'll be talking about this breaker inside my 3-day workshop. Okay, there's a lot of the things that I'm gonna be sharing. Okay, what are gonna be the things? Look at that. I'm just gonna wait for price to go inside 1020. Okay, so I'll be sharing a lot of the things. I'll be sharing macros for stock. Okay, I'll be talking deeply about how to predict a setup before the macro gets started, how price should be behaving before the macro gets started, how price should be behaving inside the macro. Okay, then there's crypto macros. Do you guys know about crypto macros? Oh my god, you guys don't know? There are certain time periods where price repeats setup inside crypto. Wow, you don't want to miss that, right? And also about forex macros. At what session? Asian session. Okay, no one knows about Asian session macros on forex, and I'll be sharing that there. Not only that, I'm not finished. There's more. Breaker, inversion, turtle soup, 3 setup, folks, 3 models with everything. How many types of breaker are there? What types of breaker you should be considering as it to take a trade? Then stop loss management with breaker, targets for breaker. Same goes for inversion. How a turtle soup forms, A plus turtle soup models, how you should be predicting a turtle soup forming inside macro period. So everything is inside a certain time period and everything is repetitive. Okay, so MJ, goodbye bro. So I shared everything on my Telegram. Okay, the like how you can pay and everything. So $80, it's our stop loss. My stop loss is $500, folks, so it's not even my stop loss. So the people who are complaining about selling a course, I'm basically sharing something with a lot cheaper than other people are sharing, right? I'm not, when I share something for free, it just, to me, it gets value. When you share, when you buy something, people gets more attention, people gives more attention to that stuff. So yeah, $80, if that's expensive to you, trading is not for you. Okay, $80, you cannot afford that, and you're complaining here that another one selling courses. I'm not selling courses. I'm doing a boot camp. It's not a course where I'll be sharing 3 of my models. Anything else? No, I won't share that. I'll be sharing macros for crypto, forex, stocks. Okay, I'll give you models. Not only models, you will not just be going in the chart and randomly looking at it. You will not do that. You will look for this setup forming inside certain time periods. Won't it make you more disciplined than you are now? Yeah, don't miss the chance. So this is the inversion that I told you guys from the 50-minute chart. Looking pretty good, looking pretty good. We have a breaker here again. 1030. Let's see if price forms a fair value gap. Yes. So I think I'll take this trade. I'm just gonna wait a little bit more. Yes, I'm good. And I'll be targeting 2R from here. Do your own thing, okay? Do your own research and take your own setup. For me, what I'm seeing here is looking pretty good. Okay, right here at this candle. When this candle went lower, it hit this order block. I believe I will consider it as a trade that I'll take. Okay, price is inside the silver bullet zone, and price hit this fair value gap, right? This inversion from the 50-minute chart. Price is in a deep discount. So yeah, if you are willing to put the risk, then it's on you. Don't complain me if it hits the stop loss. If this trade is hitting my stop loss, I don't basically care. It's just one trade. Why would I care? So a fair value gap. Let's see if this holds. If this holds, I'll take an entry afterwards. I'm watching this fair value gap right here alongside with this breaker here. Okay, this is a breaker, so I wanna see this fair value gap holding. Otherwise, I don't have an entry. So let's see. Let's see what price does. If price is not respecting this fair value gap, we still have more time, right? 1020 to 1040. That's what I told you guys. I'm watching this fair value gap right here. Let me mark it for you all. This BC right here, I want to see price closing this candle's body above it. If it does that the way I want to see, at the very next candle, I'll think about taking this trade. After the session, will you make a Discord or Telegram group for participants? I already made a Discord, sorry, Telegram, private Telegram. So as soon as you are confirming your payment was received, I'll add you there. I already shared the crypto macros there. So look at that. The price gave me a setup here. No, I told you guys that I'm watching this fair value gap. So still not, price is still generating liquidity here, right? Still generating relative equal highs. Let's just wait, folks. Let's just wait for price to get inside 1020 to 1040, and after that we will think. How much did you pay for ICT? When I was in his private mentorship, how much did I pay? More than like 2,000-3,000 bucks. So yeah, it was a lot, but it worth it, folks. I got what I wanted from his private mentorship. So yeah. I believe you weren't there when ICT did the mentorship, Stefan, right? NQ 3-minute breaker, someone is mentioning that. Where is it? Do I see it? Okay, NQ still has this relative equal lows. Why do you think price will go higher? Because of these relative equal highs here. It's too clean to stay longer. So that's what I do. I target relative equal highs, relative equal lows. If price is giving me signal that it will hunt it, I'll take this trade inside my certain time periods. If price is not doing it inside certain time periods, I'll just watch it. I'll just watch it and being disciplined. So this inversion is still holding price from the 50-minute chart. Does he goes to the point in private mentorship last time? He shared his mentorship, guys. Core content. He didn't do anything more than his core content in that he shared on YouTube with everyone. Okay. Other than this, he was just like commenting every day, like what price will do now, what price will do next week. He was doing weekly sessions. Okay. So that's what he's basically doing. So I think most of the things, I have everything. So if you guys want those private mentorships since 2012, I got it from when he was baby pips. It was so hard to get. Even the baby pips videos, I have that. A lot of you don't, okay? And I'm willing to share it for free, but hey, I respect my mentor. He's not sharing it for free with you all. So yeah, I'm not gonna do it in a public basis, but if you come text me, I'll just share you a Google Drive link where you will see, like, you don't have to pay me anything. It's just there for free. From the baby pips from since 2012 till now, everything that he shared, I have it. I'm his craziest fan. Okay, how do you think I'm so confident in what I'm doing? I've been doing it for so long. I'm here around longer than you guys think. Okay. Look at the 8 a.m. equal low and NQ 8 a.m. equal low. Yeah, look at the look. I'm talking about this low. I already marked it. So now the price hit this breaker. Okay. I wanna see price clearing these levels out. I already told you guys when price hit this breaker. When price did that, Anthony, if you go back a little bit, if you go back at 9:40, you will hear me saying, sharing the targets here. Okay. ICT was 100 initially for 12 months, then went to 150 per month for 12 months, then 1800, then free for when you become charter. Okay, wait. So ICT himself, our mentor, he told us dozens of times he made more money from mentorship than his own trading. ICT, the GOAT himself, okay, he's saying that. So he made millions. The people who say like, who did you pay ICT? ICT already made his money, bro. So yeah, the people who complain, I know what I'm doing, okay? I have the skill. The people who are buying it, they can afford it. They're buying my skill. They're buying my experience. If you don't like it, just ignore it. I'm already sharing a lot for free here. Isn't it worth it? More than 80 bucks what I'm already doing here. People will come streaming, the ICT traders, they will just talk in hindsight. Okay, I took this trade yesterday, that's what price did yesterday, use FX replay. That means shit, bro. Okay, what you can do live in price action, if you can call charts live, that what means you are a real trader. Other than that, everyone can do everything in hindsight. I can outline 10 setups right now here and tell you like, okay, I took it inside a macro. But will it worth it? No, it won't. It will just give you a false hope. It doesn't work like this. You will have to control your emotions when you are in front of these charts. Okay, just like I'm doing it. Look at that. Do I feel comfortable taking a setup inside here? No. Look at that. Look at the price action here. If you guys, the people who are already in my private Telegram group, go in my Telegram group and look at the executions that I shared. Okay, I already shared more than 20, I think more than 15 plus executions of breaker there. Look how price delivered inside every single one of these videos, every single one of the execution that I made. Okay, price was delivering aggressively once it hit a breaker. What do you see here? A lot of choppiness. That's what I avoid, folks. Okay, that's what generates emotion inside you. When price goes up, down, up, down, up, down, it generates emotion inside me. It makes me weak. Is it so hard to understand? No, it's not. That's when you should be avoiding trading. You should be trading when price is generating less emotion inside you, more profit in your account. That's what you should be doing. And see, that's what I'm doing here. Learn, folks, learn. So I believe nothing interests me anymore. 1020 to 1040, that's where I consider price to have a market structure shift. If not, then there's another time period where I wanna see price presenting a market structure shift. Is at 1120 to 1140. Okay, that's another time period where I expect to see a market structure shift happening if price is delivering liquidity to one side aggressively, just like here. How can I text you? You can text me on Twitter. Okay, show up. If you are texting me there, I'll surely catch up you when I'm free. If you see your setup, Anthony, don't hesitate to take it. Okay, if you see your setup, don't rely on my commentary. I'm doing what I feel comfortable in. Okay, if you are comfortable in selling, shorting, do it. Don't listen to me. You are all here, lucky to even be here to get this offer. HYDRA has this masters. Yes, thank you, Dale. What time will the bootcamp be taught? The bootcamp will start at 20 October. Okay, morning Eastern Standard Time. I will share the time at 18th October in my private Telegram group with you all. Everything will be recorded, so if you are not there when I'm doing it, you will be able to see it. When and how to get your mentorship? It's not a mentorship again, folks. I'm just doing a 3-day bootcamp where I'll be sharing 3 models. That's it. It's not a bootcamp. Sorry, it's not a mentorship. I'm not gonna be like doing it afterwards. 3 days, that's it. The Telegram group will be deleted after I complete the 3-day workshop. What made you have a liking to Dow over NQ? Just out of curiosity. Okay, that's a nice question. So when I started trading, I was a retail trader. So in retail world, US30 is like, you'll hear a lot of most of the retail traders, they trade on US30. Okay, they call themselves US30 King, US30 Sniper, like this. So I basically started there. So I was trading solely US30, not NQ, nothing else, no forex. I never even traded forex, only US30. And yeah, I've been with it for so long, so I know a little bit more. I feel comfortable a little bit more looking at these charts. 3-4 years of experience, folks. only looking at one chart. So yeah, that's it. Afterwards, like in 2022, I started like looking at NQ and ES. So yeah, I stick with Dow Jones because I prefer it. If you prefer NQ, only trade that. There's nothing wrong with it if you are trading only one pair. Yes, I tried to get as specific as inside these execution videos. Van, I also shared a couple of screenshots of my app plus breaker setup. Look at those breaker setup. Okay, every one of these setup you will see prices delivering aggressively once it going below the breaker. Okay, that's what I look here. Do you see it here? I don't see it. Do you need a lot of SMC knowledge to start the bootcamp? Are the concept valid for ES? Yes, it's valid for stock, not for gold. And yes, I'll be talking about forex macros, so I'll be sharing what you should be looking inside forex macros. Okay, the setups for forex. And if you are only familiar with ICT 2022 mentorship, then I believe you can find it knowledgeable. Okay. So nothing more for me here, folks. I'll just be closing. I'm not gonna be trading today anymore. I personally trade inside only one time frame. Only one macro is 920 to 940. That's where my A plus setup forms, and it didn't form today. So I'll just be patient enough, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow if everything's good. Do we have any high impact news tomorrow? Thursday, yes, at 8:30. So I'll be streaming tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Okay, folks, I hope to see you all there. At 8 a.m. we have 8:30 news about unemployment claims. We will watch it together, how price delivers. And if price is presenting a setup inside 850 to 910, 920 to 940, 950 to 1010, I will take it. I'll consider to take the setup. But today, I don't like anything here. Price is constantly generating relative equal highs, double top, triple top, respecting retail logic. Okay, so when price does that, I just avoid trading. That's what I do basically. So what broker do you use for crypto? I use Qcoin plus Binance. Qcoin is like allowed to trade in Canada. Binance is more like not allowed, so I do use VPN to trade it. Other than that, I solely trade on Qcoin. So if you are in Canada, Qcoin is the best to trade on crypto. About the spread plus about like the everything. Okay, try it if you are in Canada, living in Canada. Then try the Qcoin. I highly recommend them. And for stocks, I trade on forex.com. For the funded accounts, I trade on Funded Next and TopStep. I hope to see you guys tomorrow. Till then, take care. Don't try to force anything, and I hope to see you in my bootcamp in 20th October. Book your place. I'm only expecting like 110 people, 120. I'll close it soon. I'm not expecting a lot of people. Okay, and it's already 100, so I believe in 2 or 3 days there will be 120 people, and I'll close it. I will close the enrollment. If you are interested to know more about breaker, more about inversion, more about turtle soup, more about crypto macro, more about forex macro, then I think it will worth it, right? $80 is not much. Most of our stop loss. Think of it like this: like you are losing a trade for HYDRA, and then HYDRA is teaching you something that will make you win a lot more trades, more than $80. I shared a signal yesterday in my Telegram, and a lot of you are telling me like you already got your money back, what you paid me. So yeah, it will worth it, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Till then, take care and peace.